Since you are working with Cherise, and everyone does know, they've been so gracious following the journey, and she's had stage 3B cancer, melanoma, and would you say then there was a breakdown in one of those systems? We're talking gut, autonomic nervous system, and again, what was that third system you were discussing? Mitochondria. So where do you see the common breakdowns with people who then develop cancer? Because Cherise, for instance, we eat all organic. She exercises. We practice our faith. She's in prayer. It was like she was doing all the right things.
Yes. I was doing the right things, but blind to the specificity of what I was missing.
Generally, it typically starts with one of those systems breaking down. It could be the mitochondria. It could be the microbiome, the gut. It could be the autonomic nervous system. And then it tends to be one goes, that impacts the next.
Alrighty.
Right. So commonly right now in America, the two biggest kind of right out in front of you challenges are energy and body composition challenges. And then the third one would be like depression, right? Depression, anxiousness. Those are the three common kind of symptomatic challenges that people have. Hey, doc, what do you have for energy? Hey, doc, what do you have to change my body? 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, what have you? What do you have for anxiousness, nervousness, depression, what have you? Those are all linked to those three systems. So for Cherise, as an example, like it would be most likely what happens for a lot of people is first the gut starts to go. Right. Or it could be there's stress, like significant stressors, and we're just going to keep going. But the nerve system is now in a sympathetic dominant state, like a fight or flight state. Mm-hmm. And we can live life and we can kind of go on from there and quote unquote be successful. That's why I'm so passionate about this, is that everybody watching this video, like you can test these three components. You can test them. And if you are watching this and you say, I'm healthy as can be, number one, I say, just thank God for that, but get tested. Because once one of those systems breaks down, then it will tend to tug the other ones down until eventually for people, they're going to have some type of chronic disease. Could be cancer. Could be heart disease, which is also called the silent killer. So I'm really passionate with people who say, I feel fine. Look, cardiovascular disease is silent, right? And then it kind of goes from there. So it's get those systems assessed and work on it.
Okay, so what specific tests are you talking about, just for the audience member out there?
Absolutely. So, number one is foundational test. So foundational test would be what I call legitimate blood work, comprehensive blood work. Most new patients I have who have even had some really good holistic care, their blood work is paltry, right? It's 20% of really what I believe an adult needs to gain clarity on how you're doing, right? Comprehensive blood work isn't a mitochondria test per se. It's not a gut microbiome test per se. It's not an autonomic nerve system test per se, but it does provide a lot of clues in relation to how do we support those systems.